Howdy folks, Justin here. This is my latest deck that I've been playing. Well, I played it in some games against the AI, which is how I like to start my testing when I have free time enough to do it. And now we're going to take it onto the ladder, but I wanted to give you guys a look at what I'm trying to accomplish here. We have, for removal, we have 3 executes, some Cloudress Illusionists, which are kind of removal, and 3 casts at a time, as well as Cliff Racer and Murkwater Witches. But we are a Tullius's Conscription deck, so we have 14 2-drop creatures. We have 8 different ones. We have Marked Man, Ungulum, who, brings assassins, Bruma, 5th Legion, Murkwater Witch, Slime Marshblade, Thieves Guild Recruit, Warclaw Mercenary, which I'm kind of not into, but it seemed like in some matchups where I was trying to be aggressive, it would be stronger than the Kvatch Soldier that I was also looking at. To play our conscriptions earlier, we have Brotherhood Slayer. We have Eastmarch Crusader to facilitate the beatdown plan. Hive Defender is just a great card. Cast into time because I've seen a lot of Warrior lately, and Sword of Revenge hurts. And also because this can be really clutch against other cards with powerful Last Gasp abilities. And because I really like the idea of occasionally neutering Talvani and Scout and stuff like that. Cliff Racer for extra damage. 2 copies of Divine Fervor instead of 3 because you kind of never really need more than 1. I mean, like, sometimes it's helpful, but we're not a tokens deck. We're just playing out, a single dude at a time for the most part, except for Markman. Praetorian Commander, because this card is the nuts with Conscription. Eclipse Baroness, because at our heart, we are a mid-range deck. Despite our kind of, aggro curve start here, we are a mid-range deck in the sense that, we want to get to... We have a powerful late-game strategy in addition to our early-game stuff. This is the heart of a Conscription deck. Conscription pulls 1 of every creature from your deck that costs 2 or less, so you have to run a lot of cheap creatures. What we're trying to do here is build a deck that can both play for the board early if it needs to, but can also aggressively fight down an opponent in the right matchup. So you have to kind of discern for yourself, is this a game where I'm going to be the aggressor, or is this a game where I'm going to be reactive? Tullius's Conscription is also an out against control decks that may burn mass removal against you early when you try to beat them down with this stuff, and then you pull out all this crap. We also have Tazcad. Tazcad and Cliff Racer are, of course, great with Divine Fervor and Praetorian Commander. And yeah, that's the deck. I like Slime Marshblade in this actually quite a bit because it gives you just a little more draw, which the deck is kind of missing. And yeah, Warclaw Mercenary is a card that you might think about replacing with something else in the future. This is just my first go at this, but I think it's going to be pretty strong. I'm really excited to give this a go, and we will play at least 1 game on the ladder with it. So I will see you there. Howdy folks, Justin here. Today we are going to hop onto the ladder with Conscription Monk. It's a deck that I just sort of threw together because I wanted to try something a little different, and I'm pretty excited about giving this a go. Definitely pretty excited about trying something like this. We have elements of other decks, and we're sort of a mid-range strategy. I'm not sure. I'm not sure this is going to work at all, but I'm eager to try it. And we're playing against Jekhar the Gravedigger, who is on Warrior. Let's rock and roll. We have the ring. We got stuff. Keep the Witch. Ungulum into Murkwater Witch sounds pretty groovy. I guess I kind of hope it's Doomcrag, a deck that might let us get to Conscription, but we can be, a relatively decent mid-range beatdown deck, I think. So we're going to give that a shot. There's a Thieves Guild Recruit. Let's just play Ungulum. We do have Praetorian Commander. We're looking to just make trades in the early game until we can get to Conscription, although we can be a beatdown if we have to be. There's a Barrow Stalker. I'm just going to play a Thieves Guild Recruit.
What have we here?
And we draw a 5th Legion Trainer. So in the early game here, I think we're just going to play for the board. I will probably 5th Legion and then Murkwater Witch next turn, but I might Hive Defender. I might. Seems like we should get 5th Legion online sooner rather than later. Okay, let's do it like this. Then we'll lay down the Hive Defender next turn. And run right into a Soul of Revenge, I assume. Oh, Candlehearth Brawler. Okay. Well, now we are behind, unfortunately. Although both our creatures... Our Hive Defender should do a reasonable job trading with that. Let's see if they've got the 5-drop of Warrior Doom. Even a Steel Scimitar is kind of bad news for us here. Would love to draw some Assassins. Our top end is pretty short. We have Eclipse Baroness, Tazcad. Okay, so I think do I Bruma Cloudrest? I'd like to see him swing here. I don't know why they ever would, but it'd be cool if he did. There's a Praetorian Commander. Actually, just going to play the Praetorian Commander, get that online right now. So this goes here, this goes here. And then maybe Bruma Hive Defender. Steel Scimitar, okay. Yep. Alright, so let's see if we get any more options. We get a Slime Marshblade. And a Candlehearth Brawler comes down. Alright, let's play the bigger, badder Bruma. And the Hive Defender. Hopefully the Hive Defender trades like this. And my opponent might even swing his Withered Hand Cultist into my Bruma. Another Dragontail Savior. I think the longer this game goes, the better it is for us, but I could be mistaken. There's an Earthbone Spinner. Sure. Okay. Execute costs 3. We'll get that off the board. But yeah, we're behind in cards. We're behind in life. Oh, good times. But it is turn 8. Okay. Alright, there's an Eclipse Baroness. And a Cliff Racer. Withered Hand Cultist. So Cliff Racer as a 5/5 is great here. And I can drop this guy. Sweet. So now we're looking much stronger than we were just a minute ago. A chain of Swords of Revenge could kill us. 15. There's an Eastmarch Crusader. Drop an Eclipse Baroness next turn, probably. Earthbone Spinner. And a Windkeep Spellsword. Okay. Well, this looks great. Let's play the Baroness. There's Divine Fervor. Okay, we're stabilizing at 15 pretty well. For now, though. Things could get worse. There's a Morkel Gatekeeper. Buffs up that. Brotherhood Assassin is great. You thought one magic of 3/3s with Lethal Wigrid. There's Conscription ready for next turn, so let's drop this bad boy. Let's... Kinda not into playing anything. Kinda just into playing Conscription next turn. And hopefully hitting an early Bruma Profiteer. Alright, here we go. Oh, and we have a second one too. Alright. So we did it a Bruma with 2 life gain, which is nice. I can drop this down here to draw a card. And put a guard in. There's a Praetorian Commander. Yeah, that was a pretty powerful blow, huh? That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Hey, Ray Barker came online. Shout out to Ray. Alright. Jakar. Now recruiting monks. Alright. Hoorah. We'll be right back for a second game. Alright. We are here for a second game with Conscription Monk, currently with a 100% win rate over the course of one game. Static is our opponent. I'm getting Outlook notifications. That is my work email. Let's see what we got. Okay. Alright. Static is on Crusader. We have Bruma, Ungolem, Cast into Time, Cloudrest, Illusionist. So again, we're going to play for the board for a while. Try to hit a Conscription. Okay, so I'm definitely into leading with Bruma. Following up with Ungolem. There's an Execute. Just want to get that life going. And, yeah. See if my opponent drops something I can execute. Worst case is Orc Clan Captain. Okay, we just got a Scouting Patrol. I'm kind of into executing one of these tokens. East March Crusader. Okay. It's not huge, not high value, but I think it's going to pay off. Keeping this alive seems relatively important. East March Crusader might be out of place in this deck. I might want to replace that with something else. Okay, no play from our opponent. So let's drop a Cloudrest Illusionist. Poke our friend here. 27 all. Kept Ungolem alive to trade another day. Now, our opponent does have way more cards. They probably have Crusader's Assault, which will give them more. So maybe that was a reason to kill off our Ungolem. That makes a lot of sense, actually. I probably should have done that. Let's see what we got.
I like our arms.
Tier. Wow. Okay. So I think I'm going to swing face, break a rune, play East March Crusader.
Behold my power.
We uphold, no matter what.
And there's a Cliff Racer. Do I swing face again? Yeah, I think I do.
You won't foil my plan.
I've got a pretty commanding control of the field lane, and so I think I'm going to try to translate that into just being aggressive.
We stand united.
My opponent is pushing more damage.
We stand united.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Sure, there's an Eclipse Baroness. So Cloudrest Illusionist isn't going to help us here. That will help us, though. And we can play all this turn.
Don't make me laugh.
Or do we just play Cliff Racer in the field? Yeah.
Don't make me laugh.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
You won't foil my plan.
Behold my power.
So we're just going like classic monk here.
Wait.
And to keep my guys alive from charge creatures, I'm going to play that over there. We can Praetorian next turn, but this game doesn't look like it's going that sort of direction. We're just like aggro mid-range beatdown monk winning this game. It's kind of cool. Like the first game we really went the board control route, and this game we are really going the other direction. 5th Legion Trainer, Rift Thane with guard, sure. Yep, gonna swing, not breaking the rune, that makes sense. Brotherhood Assassin. So if I swing here, I can connect for 8. So I don't have lethal. So let's just do this. Brotherhood Slayer.
A little distraction might prove useful. Behold my power.
You won't foil my plan.
Okay, pass the turn. Sitting comfortably at 24 versus one of the best aggressive decks in the game. Crusader's Assault. I don't think there's a 4 Magicka card that's going to answer your prayers here. Yeah. That's a lot of Crusader. That's a lot of Assault. A lot of Assault. You know, I once said, actually, I made this joke in prison, that we should start our own popcorn company made by ex-inmates, and we should call it Assault and Buttery. I was very popular in prison. Rock and roll, man. There we go. Alright. Well, I mean, 2 different ways to win. It seems to go pretty well. I'm definitely excited about this deck. It's pretty fun.